Welcome to the Sunday Supper Club, the podcast where we gather around the virtual table to discuss the most pressing issues of our time. Join Miah and Marii, your hosts and fellow truth seekers, as we explore current events, hot topics, culture, and relationships. Each episode will dig into the stories that matter, unpack the latest trends, and share our own experiences and insights. So grab a seat, pour yourself a drink, and let's dive in. This is the Sunday Supper Club. So hey guys,
Oh. Oh, okay. Yep.
it's you. You're back. We're back. I'm great.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Okay.
Do that
Oh.
again.
Hey, it's you.
Yeah,
You're
you're
back.
back. I like that. It's like we invite them into the conversation. Like, welcome back.
Ash removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products. Save on Downy Rinse and Refresh at Target.
Nobody asks Siri nothing.
It's an advertisement from your radio station.
Nobody asked you to play nothing. Like nobody. Like I wasn't even on. Nothing like playing music. What's going on here? I mean, back there. That's what it is. Nonetheless, we understand the algorithm and the devices are listening to us. But hey, y'all. Welcome to episode 6. The Sunday Supper Club podcast.
Oh, is that my part?
No.
Oh.
No. No.
Hey, everybody. Friends.
What it do? Welcome to the Sunday Supper Club podcast. You know how we do. We're going to get into some things and we're going to have some good conversation and share our perspective and insight.
Yeah.
That's about it. So you already know how this goes. If you're not familiar, we do a weekly check-in to make sure our mental is good and that everything is going well in our lives. How's your mental?
I love it.
I love it.
I love the robe clothes.
Okay.
Ooh. So my mental is actually pretty good today.
We love that.
Right, because last time I talked to my therapist.
Uh-huh.
And I just love talking to my therapist.
And get some therapy, everybody.
Okay.
Advocates for therapy.
Advocate. So I feel like I'm in a good place. I feel like I'm starting to see like a lot of the things I put into play come into like
start to settle out
circle
and
like kind of settle and like kind of figure out like what my schedule is like. Because the first couple months, I mean, I guess like just the first month, it was just like rocky, just doing everything. It was like I feel like I was doing so many things, but now I have found a way to structure my day.
Hello.
Structure myself, set goals, check them off.
Hello. Life. Structure goals, attain goals, move forward to the next goals.
Yep.
Sound good to me. I had a realization. I'm doing good.
Mm-hmm.
I like to keep myself in a good mindset. I was a person who was easily falling into depression years and years ago, or not years and years, but just multiple years ago. So I try to like be on top of my feelings and my emotions, and fully aware of how I feel. I had a realization though as I start to try to enter like this dating world again. I was like, oh, I'm not the best candidate on paper. I realize, and this is in being realistic with yourself and authentic. I know that like I'm a great person. I know that I provide certain things, and I can like be a great addition to somebody else that will make up an equation of us.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, on paper, I'm not a good candidate. Like for the things that I do not have that people initially would probably look for, based on how society like. Transparency, I live at home with my family. Mm-hmm. This is the first time in my adulthood since I moved out at 17 of going back home. Mm-hmm. But I went back home for a certain level of support that I've been able to garner. Mm-hmm. And I've been able to save more than I've ever saved in my adulthood anyway. So that's the benefit. But like on paper, me at 31, not having my own home in the way that I'm accustomed to, I don't feel like in the dating world that we're in now, doesn't necessarily like, it's not, people are not looking at that like, oh, this is who I want. Mm-hmm. So I get it, but it dawned on me like that, oh, like.
I feel like more people live at home than you think.
Okay, because maybe I'm not fully aware also.
I think that more people live at home than you think. I think that, are we millennials? Yeah, so I think that a lot of millennials live at home.
Okay, good. And it's why, and also too, is like, why do we've been bred to think that like that's such a bad thing. But like I said, I've been able to like you've been home for the purpose of I'm gonna go back home, save me some money,
and then leave back out
and do what I gotta do and that's
and
literally it.
It's fortunate to have a home base, right? Because a lot of people don't. Like a lot of people really are forced out to be on their own and have to be on their own.
Yeah.
And can't go back home to just regroup.
It's a blessing to be able to do that.
So it's like a blessing to be able to do it. But
one of my old roommates had that kind of family. I'll never forget. Like when I learned his story, and his story was that his mom put him out because his stepdad was paying all of their bills because he was the working dad and the mom was a stay-at-home mom because he didn't like that her son was gay. So he said he gotta go, or I guess like I'm not paying the bills, or I'm leaving, or some type of
some ultimatum.
And mom definitely put him out. And it was like, ooh.
I cannot like get into that, right? Imagine having a child that you birthed that you didn't even ask to be here, okay? Because obviously, and you kick them out because somebody else obviously does not have your or their best interests at heart. Because if they really loved you, and if you really loved your son, then you would never let that happen.
Yeah, and they would show your son a different level of respect. No matter even if they disagree with their lifestyle, if that son is not doing anything outlandishly disrespectful, because you love her, that love should extend to a piece of her, which is her child. But people do not operate in that way. And then for us to have these kind of mindsets is also a blessing, and it's a nod to like the work that we've done for ourselves, and slightly like our structure as kids, like how we were brought up. But to a degree, because we've done some recultivating of our own lives as adults. So, but I couldn't imagine, like, I couldn't imagine having a kid, number one. I don't know what that feels like, what it would be like. I could not imagine just, like, giving up on my kid. Like you said, they didn't ask to be here. And I'm the one who's supposed to be teaching them everything. So then when you I don't be understanding how, or I never really understand how, like, certain parents have such negative energy or attitudes towards their children about something that the children are doing. And it's like, did you teach them like how to correctly do that?
Right.
Or are you just expecting them to just learn just out in the world?
Out in the world.
Like that's not realistic, but be intentional with your decisions to have children, and be intentional with how you raise your children. Coming from a non-parent. Okay.
Based on all the parenting that I've done for -0 years.
Hello. I know. Clearly.
-0 years. I'm obviously know what you shouldn't do.
Hello? Y'all know.
Okay.
But of course we have a couple topics for y'all. So we're going to dive right in, just like any other episode. The first topic or topic of conversation says, how friendly are you letting your friend be with your partner? I saw something that was circulating on the internet, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Because we know I'm relationship illiterate, and I don't have a long history or any history of having relationships. So as I enter the dating world, I'm like trying to like sift through things and like see what's happening currently.
Yeah. And
this is clearly a topic that people are discussing, because I see on one hand, I see people who are like, oh yeah, like they're okay with their closest friends being with their man, and then you have people who are like, that's never happening. And then I see instances where people are like, yeah, my old friend, she slept with my man, or my old boyfriend, he slept with my girlfriend. And it's like, I myself, having never been in a real relationship, have had somebody that I've been talking to for months that one of my friends knew I was talking to for months, and then I found out later on that my friend tried to talk to them while I was talking to them.
Ooh,
so it's like dirty. So in my heart of hearts, I feel like my friend don't need to be that friendly with my partner.
No.
You need to be very like in the office cordial.
Okay.
Okay.
So for me, it's like it's a certain like degree in my circle where you can be friends with my girlfriend. If you
to a certain degree, yes.
You have to be in that degree. So like the circle is 360 degrees.
Got you.
I feel like you got to be like I don't really know how to say it, but like you got to be like in the middle of that circle. Like you got to be as close to my axis as possible.
You got to be in your circumference.
Yeah. So if you in my axis, that's maybe a better way to say it. So if you somewhere near my axis, the middle of me, then you can be friends with my girlfriend. Like, because obviously I trust you. But in the past and growing up and learning and having friends, alleged friends, I have had too many instances where I was friends with a woman, a girl, a lady, whatever, and introduced them, or we all hung out with somebody that I was dealing with, messing with, whatever, and then they somehow ended up with them in the bed. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, without giving too much tea.
Compliments to the growth, because the fact that you have not allowed those experiences to shape how you move forward with people, that's a good quality.
Everybody can't be friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same way how like how I protect myself, right? Like all of y'all is not my friends. Okay, y'all cool. We might be cordial. But friend is a real serious word, right? Like, are you really in my circle? Like, if I'm having a bad day, can I really call you to console me?
Yeah.
If you having a bad day, can you call me to console you and I know how to do that? That's friendship.
Yeah.
So.
Period.
Yeah. So those are people like Destiny is truly my girlfriend. Like, really feels like she's my girlfriend's friend. My best friend really feels like my best friend. Really feels like she's my girlfriend's friend. Like they are cool.
And the thing is, there's no reason
why they shouldn't.
Like, why they can't be, because you are able to have trust in both of them because you know them. It's like, I know nothing sexual is going to happen or attraction wise. I also know your personality, so I know that y'all not going to bump heads. Yeah. Which is also important.
Important, because I don't want you beefing with my boo. Then I'm beefing with you.
And why put myself in a weird position to be in the middle of some shit? And I just wanted y'all to like be able to love on each other for the purpose of y'all continuing to love on me. Hello?
Right? Yeah.
Hello? But yeah, it's a no. It's giving no. No, don't be too friendly until I, the middle person, make a conscious decision that I'm like, I feel comfortable with this.
Yeah. Now, should y'all go to brunch without me? Never.
Never. I don't believe in that. I don't believe, like, these cases where, like, it's like, oh, yeah, the boyfriend dropped off his girlfriend and took her homegirl home. What? I'm not doing that.
First of all, why we not going to my house together, lover?
Because you want to... I saw some experiment where a girl was curious to know if her boyfriend was cheating on her. So she did this whole, like, you know, people are doing these cheating experiments now. I love them too. Oh my God. I done subscribed to so many YouTube channels now where they're doing that. Because at first I was like, oh, these are scripted. And then I started getting in more, and I was like, some of them could be. Yeah. Just like the real BB Judy when she was doing her interview, the girl asked her, are all of those skits that you were doing to like garner all of this traction, were they scripted? And she was like, some of them, yes. But a lot of the time, this was me walking up to random people. So I was like, some of this could be scripted. But then other instances where they're like out in the public at Targets and Walmarts, it's like they would have had to get the employees of these places involved in like,
I'm gonna slay your babe. We love you.
Like, love her. We know she walks up on people. Strangers. We already hit. Okay? And now she's gotten so famous that people are walking up to her. I saw one of her life videos where the girls saw her outside coming into the Target, and they was like, "Hey, and she did the
she is vicious."
Yes.
That was
the market. I also see more people doing what she's doing, and I was like, the marketing is amazing.
I'm a slay your babe.
It's a amazing tactic to like just go and walk up on people and just that will go viral. Like people will share that. Like, I can't believe I just like, or the people also walking around in Target like, that's what I just saw in Target.
You like posting it, and it like it's a wow factor. It's like, imagine you in the grocery store and somebody like, just like those videos when somebody buy their groceries. They're like, oh, can you get this for me? And they're like, yeah. And then they end up buying all their groceries.
I love those
$500. It's just like, that's
the last one I saw, it was a lady and she was being real nasty to the guy, and then she tried to be nice after another older person was nice to him, and he did exactly that. Gave her all the money for her groceries, and the other lady was like, oh, well, I think I have something in my cart that I can give you. And it was like, literally 30 seconds ago, you was basically like acting like I was dirt under your shoe. Now you see that I have money and I'm giving it away. Now you want to be nice. Go about your business, man. Be careful about who you approach.
Okay.
Okay?
Anyway. I don't know. It depends on what day you catch me in the grocery store. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't really like being talked to. Like I like that. That's not like I don't want to give you the $20 or buy this thing for you, because I likely probably would. Mm-hmm. But I just don't sometimes want people talking to me in public. I don't like that. And
I identify with that 1,000%. See, like I will have that same emotion. I always say I won't give people. I usually will not give people money. I never have a problem buying somebody a meal. If you tell me you're hungry, I'll buy you. Like, homeless person, tell me you're hungry, I can get you some food. I cannot give you money for food, but we can go wherever you want to go right now and get you whatever you need. But the giving money thing, and then the that's what it is. I sometimes I'm just not in the mood to talk to random people.
Like, I don't mind, like, if you catch me in a line and you like, hey, could you get this for me real quick? Like, I've had people do that plenty of times, and I'm like, yeah, like, just don't be talking to me a lot.
That's what it is. Like,
because they mind, just don't
because you start to help, and that's another thing. When you start to, like, assist somebody, especially a stranger, they think that it's an open door to, like, oh, now we have to have a conversation. And
but I just want to do this nice thing for you and then just keep going about my business.
Yeah, and you have a blessed one.
And you pass that blessing on to the next person.
Hello, keep it going.
And we just gonna keep it going.
But
yeah, sometimes I don't want to talk to. I'm like, ooh, please,
period.
stranger danger.
Stranger
and
danger.
even though I'm real grown, I just be like, are you trying to snatch me?
It's because don't get the misconception that grown people don't go missing, because
they do.
Be very aware and still be cognizant of people like, are you trying to snatch me? Like, you're not asking them that, but you're like, your antennas are up. Like, oh,
are you trying to snatch me?
Are they trying to snatch me? Because
you
they be putting stuff on people's car doors now, especially females.
Hello, watch your car doors.
Watch your car.
Don't touch no little napkins.
They be putting little little stuff on your car, and it like some of them be having like chemicals on it, or sometimes it'll just be to like mark your car because somebody else is already watching. Just be aware. I learned too. This guy I saw his video, I think he lived in like Atlanta or something, and he was advising people on like, when you get in your car, and he was like, I know that I live in Atlanta, but he was like, in other places too, when you get in your car, he's like, this is how I got robbed in my car twice, from getting in and sitting in my car.
Oh, I would never sit in my car.
Heat up and just like rolling up. Let my car heat up. He was sitting in and just rolling up, or like he'll come out the store and just be sitting in his car. He was like, I learned my lesson. I've been robbed twice now in my car from sitting in it. So he was like, my tip is like, don't just be sitting in your car. Like, if you gotta, like, you can be cold for 10 minutes. Or you can be cold while you wait for the heat up.
Sorry. As soon as I get in my car, I'm time to go.
I'm pulling off. Like, what?
I'm not, like, waiting for people. I'll be like, we need to be, it's time to go. Like, if I tell you I'm pulling up at 2 o'clock and I'm there at 2 o'clock, you need to be outside at 2 o'clock because we need to go.
You need to be outside at 1:59.
Especially, like, now because we in the middle of this recession or starting the recession, whatever it is. But, like, people keep mentioning it, and I keep hearing it, that like people are going to be doing recession crimes. Like, these are not crimes of like what people always say, like crimes of poverty. These are not crimes of poverty. These are crimes of absolute necessity. Like the fact that they are out here carjacking people in broad daylight, in the middle of DC, in the middle of Maryland, like in the middle of Virginia, in Chicago, in Detroit. Like they're just doing it. So so if like that is something that is spreading across the country, can you imagine like what it could be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm sitting here thinking about it now. Like, damn. I don't even want my mind to go there,
because like it's cars, right? Because you can take a car, but then it's like breaking into houses, and then it's like, and then it just continues.
That's why my mind is going
escalate. Like, so it's like,
because you'll have people running into your house, going into your cabinets because they can't afford to get
no food.
Like, y'all stay prayed up.
Get you a blink.
Or
a ring.
Hello.
Or a camera.
And get you some flower pots. And just like some microgreens. Start off some greens, something that can like,
No, you keep talking about this plant and stuff. Yeah.
That I have not yet done. I'll stop being a procrastinator because clearly, the lovely house here, they have a garden. They are growing their fruits and vegetables here. Smartest fucking decision ever. You and me should take their tip and start growing our own vegetables.
Shout out to my baby.
Hello.
Plug for @Gardening with Peaches.
Learn just something, okay? You can learn how to grow your own things. Just follow that ad.
Gardening with Peaches. Always #Gardening with Peaches.
#. But yeah, so start gardening. Another thing that we've seen that has definitely been circulating is this idea of like splitting the bill. I'd be so curious to hear what people have to say about splitting the bill. I made a video about this the other day, and I have a like I said in my video, I have a very specific like point of view because I've only ever gone out like with real friends and specific friend groups. I've never really had like lots of large friend groups where
like random work friends.
Where we're on like different accords. Even like with work friends, it's already like been determined. Like if we're going out and it's not sponsored by the job, whatever job that was at the time. Everybody pay their own stuff. Like it's, unless you have like that one friendly coworker who's like, oh, I got the first round, and then I'll be like, okay, then I'll get the second round. But other than that, we pay for our own stuff.
I don't know. I will say this. I do not drink. I'm not paying for none of y'all margaritas. I'm not paying for your wine. I'm not paying for your vodka because my drink costs $5 because I drank a Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
I drank a Shirley Temple. So I'm not doing that. So I'm all down to split the food 50-50. However you want to split the food. When it comes to the drinks, I'm not paying for y'all drinks. Like,
I agree 1,000%. And I only have an interesting perspective because I realize as I see this topic circulating, I realize my track record of going out with friends has only been like with 4 or 5 specific people, and at the time, because I haven't gone out like to or dinner dates with friends in quite some time, but it was always like everybody gets a drink, everybody gets an entree, and usually with the people that I was going out with, nobody was getting a dessert because more than likely we were probably going to an event or a club or something afterwards, or we were going back to somebody's house to chill for a couple hours until it's time for the club. So it was never like one person who like likes to drink more. I always hung out with smokers too, so like potheads. So we made like everybody may get like one drink just because like, oh, I want to drink because we out.
Yeah.
Just the fun of it all. But then nobody was getting like 2 and 3 meals. I was friends with people who were for the most part trying to watch their figure and watch their weight. Some of which who were like social media like personalities, and who it was like a part of their job was watching their weight. So they wasn't ordering 2 or 3 meals. I've never been in a situation where like you who don't drink, of course, why would you expect her to like split your
$300 drink bill? Because that's what it really be. It'd be like $300 in drinks, and I'd be like, absolutely.
Because alcohol is expensive when you go buy it out at restaurants and stuff.
Absolutely not.
But then, but I've never been in a situation where somebody has like ordered stuff to take home to the kids and like had 3 or 4 drinks and was like, okay, y'all, let's split the bill when they told me have a piece of salmon and a glass of water. Like I've never had that experience happen, so I don't even know like how that happens. But also too, the track record of friends that I've gone out with to dinner where I didn't have those issues with, we had already had those conversations like, or like, how do you like to do the bill? Like it'd be like, oh, I like to do it like this, and just heard everybody's perspective, and that's where we learned like that at least the 4 or 5 of us at the time, it was just like, oh, I just split the bill. I don't feel like dealing with it.
A friend of mine shared a story with me that she was out with she was out with a group. Oh, anyway, I ain't even gonna tell that story. But a friend of mine shared with me that she was out with a group of people, and like 2 people came but didn't have like ordered a bunch of drinks, ordered a whole bunch of stuff, and then when everybody to split the bill when everybody else just had 1 meal and one. But I don't hang out with people like that. Like, I don't hang out with them kind of
and that's the important part. I don't hang out with those kind of people either, who are just trying to capitalize on an opportunity for some extra
for some
food.
split, for somebody else's split. I'm like, did I taste that rib? No, I did not.
And will I? The to-go platter that you had, will I have any of it? No. Absolutely. You and Lil Pookie won't have it.
Absolutely not.
So, okay.
I can't go out to eat with people who argue about sparkling water and still water. I don't like that.
Also, people who are too picky. I'm a picky eater. I'm not that picky with like other things. That's it. I'm just picky because my taste buds are not grown. They're still childish.
We're not arguing about sparkling water.
Okay.
I'm drinking sparkling water. That's what I'm drinking.
I'm drinking what I want. Like.
If it's Pellegrino, I'm drinking a Pellegrino.
Hello, we like Pellegrino around here. Be more intentional about the friend groups that you choose to go out to dinner with.
And that, I feel like that kind of goes into like, you can't go out with all your friends and everybody can't go nowhere with you. Everybody can't go everywhere.
So this is blending friend groups and the whole topic of blending friend groups. Can you invite everybody everywhere? Can everybody coexist with other people? No.
Absolutely not.
No. Some people, I've had some people who I've been friends with who are so infatuated with like, everybody hang out together. And it's like, everybody don't mesh. Everybody's not meant to mesh with one another. Everybody's not meant to like be hangout buddies. No. Mm-hmm. Everybody that you like.
I don't like.
And like,
don't like.
All of your friends don't necessarily like your friends. Like, you like each of them for specific reasons that each of them may not be aware of the other one, or their energy just may not blend. And it's not because that does not equal a problem automatically. It just means they just are not like-minded, or they won't get along. Simple. But then the problem arises like when y'all keep trying to include y'all friends groups together, and they have told y'all
35,000 times that they don't like each other. It's like y'all be trying to make Real Housewives of Atlanta happen for your real life.
Stop
like,
it.
No,
like,
absolutely not. Like, that's not what we doing.
Hello?
If I don't like you, I don't want to see you. I don't want to hang out with you.
Because why insert an unnecessary level of stress into your life or your friend group? You're asking for trouble. Excuse me. Trust your instincts. Trust your gut when it tells you, oh, excuse me, that's not for me.
Not for me at all.
And go with that. That's
absolutely
it.
Not.
Let me see. Y'all give us a second. We're going to see what the next topic is. And we're just going to go from there. And I'll cut that part out.
I'm going to.
Boom. Next topic, y'all. Okay. So does being gay make you diverse? Interesting topic. What brought up this topic? Look, what made you see this? Because I'm curious too.
Yeah, because I was in a meet. How do I say this without identifying myself?
Like shit.
So I was in a group of people working on a committee of things, and I noticed that on the committee of people, there weren't. In general, not a lot of people in this whole group that are brown or black.
Okay.
But there are a few. And I noticed that there were a couple people on there, and I was just trying to think like what made them diverse, like what made them like an authority to be on diversity, like how do you quantify like diversity? How do you quantify diversity, right? Because I can say I'm diverse because I'm black, I'm a woman.
Number of different walks of life.
Yes, like I'm a woman who loves women. So those are things that make me diverse, different from other people, whatever. Right. But like if I was a white man and I was like gay, am I like diverse because I'm a gay white man? Like, am I now diverse? Like, is that a way that like now white men have diversity if they're gay? Does that make like,
yes?
You know,
and not saying? Yes,
and
like
not in a bad way or a good way, but just like, does that make you now a part of? I mean, like, yes, for sexual orientation, but like, does sexual orientation make you diverse? Like, does me be liking women make me diverse, or is it just because I'm a black and a woman I'm diverse?
Damn, maybe I should. I'm gonna like look up the definition for diversity so I can make sure, because I'm like, damn, now I'm thinking.
You want
like,
me to ask you? Can I answer? Yeah. My girlfriend's gonna answer.
So they're on the diverse committee because they are a minority, right? Gay people are a minority. They're smaller. That's it. They're not. That doesn't mean you're diverse in thought and being or anything. It's just they're trying to collect a diverse group of people who are usually
the diverse
minority
group is
disenfranchised in some way. But
people.
Okay, no, because so like for example, you have a lot of white men in those spaces, right? Doesn't necessarily make them diverse. It does diversify that group or whatever by adding that experience that is different and less likely. It just makes them like.
It makes the group.
Diverse. So like in the grand like population of white men, the minority are the white gay men. So therefore, they are part of the diversity, equity, and that makes so much sense.
Yeah, that's all that is.
That's all it is.
Look at my baby. My baby's so smart. She got a master's.
That is a great accomplishment. Also, just
my girlfriend
throw that out there. Cause some of y'all ain't making past middle school. Okay, and that's no attack on you. Cause we have some billionaires and millionaires who haven't made it past high school. That's just to acknowledge. Oh, hello. Didn't make it to high school. It's just to acknowledge the work that it takes to like really get your masters. We both went and got our BFAs, and you can't get me back in school.
I don't have a BFA.
Oh, you have a.
I have a BA.
A BA. Okay, no, we're not.
I have a BA.
There is no.
There's no fine about my art. There's nothing fine about
There is no degree shaming over here.
I might even have a BS, y'all. I don't know. I graduated from college though.
Period.
I'm not sure if it's a BA or a BS, but it doesn't matter. I graduated. I got the proof. It's in my transcript.
And what was the thing I saw on the internet like 2 years ago? This lady was like, she said, we are getting to a point where you can print out a degree. Like you can go and make a template degree. Are they calling the schools? Are they checking to see if you actually graduated from here? Not likely.
Yeah, we use an E-Verify.
Like,
we use an E-Verify. Please do not be faking your education. We will find out.
ooh, the sidebar. We will get back to diversity. But because I saw BB Judy in that same interview where she was talking about her skits and stuff, she was like, I've never really worked a real job before she garnered this large business and social media following. She was doing hair, so she was always getting money, but she did not realize or make the realization that, oh, people lie on their resume. She was like, I did not realize that because she was like, I never really hired people before getting into the Kaleidoscope brand and it growing in the way that it has. I never had to hire people. I was a hairstylist by myself, like head shop by myself type thing. So she's like, now at this level of her business, she's come to the realization that what a lot of us know, that people really be lying on their resume. And you, who probably goes through a number of people's resumes, I'm like, damn, that's a thing. And she was like, in her having to like hire HR people and HR companies to vet through her resumes for her, because she'll hire somebody based on the things that they say that they can do on their resume, which were lies. And then be expecting them, once you show them the job, to do it because this is in line with what your resume said you could do. For her to then learn that you can't do this. Like you literally have no idea how to do any of the things that are on your resume. So you wasted everybody's time. Like, you wasted everybody's time. Don't do that, y'all. I mean, cause now that I'm like, ooh, cause I've very much been don't pass judgment on me. Pass it on yourself. I was like, do what you want. But I used to very much be a person who was like, oh, bluff. Bullshit. Add it on your resume. But I realized also too, in this very moment, in retrospect, any bullshitting that I've done on my resume, it wasn't fully fabricated. It was like, I'll take this piece of experience that I have, and I'm gonna blow that piece of experience up. But I at least have a clear understanding of like where that experience starts, or what is like surface level required to accomplish that.
If you a scammer, boo, just say that.
Okay. If you've been lying on your resume your whole life, just say that. I ain't gonna say it, but I said it. Alright. Period. Back to diversity. But yes, now we have a clear understanding of what diversity is, because I, in the moment, was thinking like, damn, there's so many diverse groups that they say are diverse groups, but now we realize they're only diverse because of the different kinds of people in said group. Right. The group itself is not necessarily doing like diverse things. Interesting.
It's like it's because you are a subset of something.
Yeah. So all y'all companies out there, stop advocating and advertising that y'all got diversity or that y'all like diversity. Y'all just like different kinds of groups under y'all umbrella.
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Y'all just like different groups.
Diversity. They like, yes, we like diversity. Yeah, we like diversity. But then another thing that we saw was selling sex versus
value systems.
Okay.
And your needs being met. So
selling sex versus value systems and your needs being met. Interesting.
So selling sex is allegedly the oldest trade in the book, right? Selling cookies.
Sounds about right to me, because what else
like
is you selling?
The oldest trick in the book, or whatever it is. But selling sex is the oldest thing that people have been doing, right? So if selling sex is just for like the sake of getting the money, right? Mm-hmm. That's it. Then that's just it. It's transactional. It's not like it's it. Like I'm gonna sell my sex to you. I'm gonna sell my sex to you. I'm gonna sell my sex to you. But like your value, having a value system and having those needs being met, right? Like because I live a certain lifestyle, I have to have sex with, or like be with somebody that can afford that lifestyle. Yeah. But I'm not necessarily selling sex, but I have values and I have standards that have to be met in order for me to do A, B, C, and D.
That reminds me of that one season of Love and Hip Hop where I think this was Cardi B season. Oh, yeah. And Peter Guns and her were like going back and forth, and he was saying, you know what I'm saying, like to me it sounded like a girl, she accepted money from a man for sex, she hoeing. And Remy Ma, before Cardi B could even like give her defense, because she knew what she was saying, and Cardi B was very much like, yes, I get money from, is it? She was like, yes, I get money from these men because they want something from me. And Cardi B was also like, because I'm getting money from men does not necessarily mean that I'm opening my legs. I've gotten bills paid for months and months at a time and not had sex with this person because they just wanted to be around me. But Remy Ma's defense was, she was like, on that same notion, so you want to, on the first night you want to have sex with her, but you don't want her to have nowhere to lay her head, or you don't want her to have no type of way to like survive and sustain herself, but you want her to give you some coochie. That don't make like how
it don't make no sense.
Remy Ma was like, that's not hoeing. You're assisting her like she's assisting you. Call it what you want, but it ain't hoeing to me. Yeah. And I was like, that is an interesting perspective.
It is, because hoeing is literally completely transactional. And it's very much a difference between a hoe and a kept woman. Like, those are two different things. Like, a hoe is out here, like, not necessarily on the corner or on Backpage, but it is.
Because hoeing is different.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But they are definitely have set prices.
Yeah.
And, like, if you pay this price, then you can get, I mean, I don't know, but I'm just making up shit. I don't know. Hoes don't get mad at me. But it's like set, like that's what I'm thinking is they have set prices. Like, okay, if you want me to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, X, Y, Z, then that's gonna cost this much. You want me to do that, or if it's this much time, that's gonna cost this. If it's that much time, that's gonna cost this. That's like your time being paid for. That's an hourly job right there. But like, if you are a woman who is like kept, right? And this is my opinion. I've obviously never been kept, not fully kept. But if you are a woman who's being like, girl,
I'm hollering. You like not today. Like 30 minutes.
So if you a woman who is kept and you like, it's because you have values that have to be met. Like, why would I let you come and sit up here and fiddle and diddle and play with me? And like you said, I ain't got nowhere to lay. I ain't like, what am I getting from this?
Hello.
I mean, sexual satisfaction, but
pleasure. And,
you know what I'm saying? But like.
And even, like, that's not even always guaranteed that you will be sexually, because it's transactional, it's not even a guarantee that you are going to be sexually satisfied. Specifically the woman, because majority, I can make an assumption, but I can assume that y'all not having a conversation about, like, what do you like, or what works for you in terms of the woman. The guy, probably in his mind, he's like, I'm paying for something, so it doesn't matter how you feel. Right. Which is crazy. Like,
crazy to think that,
but they be out here thinking that, like, oh, it's transactional, it really doesn't matter what you want, this is for me. And it's like, no, you should be satisfying her as well,
right?
Like,
and then it kind of just goes into like, if you are like somebody who is like trying to be kept or you have your needs be met, then it's like, oh, well, she's the hoe and she's promiscuous. Oh, but if you was a dude and you was having some lady pay for you every time, you know, making sure you was kept and you was laid up, they'd be like, oh, that's the man right there.
He doing his damn thing.
He laying it down. He got a sugar mama, that a cougar, ha ha ha.
That's crazy.
Nah, and if you're a woman, it's like, oh yeah, she got some old ass man, blah blah. And
in terms of promiscuity and it being attractive versus unattractive, that's completely true. Women who are even thought of being promiscuous are automatically a hoe, and it's like, no, men are whores. If I mean, and not to say that a woman cannot be like fluid with her sexual experiences.
Yeah.
But why has society made it so that it is okay or deemed okay for a man to be promiscuous and it's like unattractive for a woman? Because I don't know. I see some of these like hetero normative conversations, not attacking the hetero community. I'm just acknowledging conversations that I've seen where a lot of the times it's like what's his name?
Who?
From the 85 South show.
Okay, this guy.
Yeah, from the 85 South show.
Mm-hmm.
Not DC Young Fly. Cortez. Is that his name? Cortez? I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names, y'all. But I saw him on a podcast probably like 2 years ago, or like a roundtable discussion, and he was talking about how like they were talking about open relationships. There's a guy who's married, and her husband have a completely open relationship. She can get penetrated on the side by multiple men, and he can go penetrate on the side by multiple women as long as they communicate with one another. The guy from the 85 South show, his perspective was like, oh, nobody is, he's like, I want to be able to go do what I want to do. I don't really want my woman to be able to do what she wants to do. He was like, I feel like I would like I would get my turn when she gave me the open door to do my turn, and then when it was her turn, I would like
cry about it.
Yeah, make a fuss. Yeah. And I was like, why? Because you gonna look at her like she's a hoe because she did the same thing you did? That's foolishness. And that's just that double standard stuff that we fed into in society, and we just got to do some unlearning to relearn some new stuff, because the woman of 2023 is not the woman of 1960, 70, 80, or 93. As she should not be. Just like the man of 2023 is not the same man. A lot of these niggas out here acting like women. That's what the women say. Hello, that's what the women are saying.
I mean, I don't know.
I see a lot of women, straight women, complaining that the men are out here acting like women, and I see a lot of straight men acting like, or saying that the women are out here acting like men. I don't know, but y'all need to get y'all gender roles together.
Okay.
If y'all gonna
be subscribing to gender roles.
My lifestyle don't call for it
at all.
Okay, like equal opportunities over here. Our lifestyles don't call for gender roles. But get y'all gender roles together. Did you see the Ebony K. Williams discussion that is circulating?
I did see the bus driver conversation.
Alright, y'all, so we're gonna get into our next topic. I'm sure that y'all have been following on the internet, and y'all see number one, the girl who went viral for saying that she started talking to her boyfriend at 17 and waited until he was 19, and he's 20 years old and she's 27, and he's taught her so many things.
Because how do you learn so much?
From a 20-year-old.
From a 17 to 19.
From a 17 to 19-year-old. Like, when you've experienced a much more life.
10 more years of life.
Yeah. And been out in the world for 10 more years.
10 more years.
You like it? I love it, I guess. And then also Marcus Houston, y'all. We got to talk about Marcus Houston. Because it's giving grooming tactics. And I'm curious, like, does the world care? I'm like, why does the world care? Or does the world care because he's a black man and it's a black relationship? Does the world care because he's famous? Because grooming tactics have been around forever. And they're, not to make it a race issue, but there have been a number of white men who have been grooming little boys and little girls for years and years and years, and not as much attention have been placed on them or the act happening to them. So we just curious to hear, like, I'm curious to hear people's perspective on this whole grooming thing, because we gotta do a little better. Like, I don't even know what the solution to the increase in grooming happening. They're attacking our kids. They're taking thousands and thousands of kids. Thousands of kids are going missing every other day, which is ridiculous. Thousands of kids are going missing, and then you have situations where you have young girls and young men being groomed by older men and older women.
And they did this under the guise, like Marcus Houston's thing, like they said that it was a lot about like religion, like they're both Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yes.
And then, but like we already know that, like, no shade to y'all Jehovah's Witness, but there was a cult of Jehovah's Witness that was doing stuff like this. And then there's also like the Latter-day Saints.
Yes.
Like it's like so much like religion, I guess, tied to like some of these grooming situations. And like that's what his was. And it's like, But how do you say like you met her at church, or like how do you feel like what was you even doing? Like was you singing to the youth? Did you know she was the youth? Like you
did
knew
you
that from
introduce
the
her
beginning.
to introduce yourself to her parents? Like yeah, like what?
Right, like did you say like at 17 you're like I want to marry your daughter when she turns 19? Is
like
that what you said?
Yeah, like how do you do that?
And y'all, baby girl is young.
Yeah.
Baby girl is 23 right now. Okay, she's a baby.
And you've known her since she was like 16, 17.
Yeah, so it's like, that's just so, it's just weird.
Creepish.
And it's like, it feels creepish now, right, at 30. I'm 30. It feels creepish. But if I was 17, and when I was 17, I can't sit here and say like, oh, I wasn't in grown-ass people's face. I was super in grown-ass people was in my face.
Ditto.
So it's like, hard to, it's like, you know, like,
you know
better, you do better.
Yeah.
But it's like, nobody around her was like knowing better to tell her to do better, and like she's young, like their baby's 2 years old,
and she's eating the salsa up. But that is an interesting perspective because as much judgment as I would have wanted to initially start to spew out, then I realized like no. Remember, like we said 2 episodes ago, I'm in my Giving Grace era, which includes yourself. Because the reality is, I too was 17, talking to people who was 45, like 40, 42. Like, it's like, and had no business, but I did it too. So I can't necessarily, and it's like, well, did you look at them as creeps? From your own track record?
From your own perspective at 17, but the world at 17 and the world at 30, you just know so much more.
Very true.
So it's like...
Very true.
So like at 17...
So we make different decisions
We
now.
make different decisions because we know better and we do better. Damn. But at 17, we was like, they think I'm fine.
Yes.
And they grown.
Yeah.
And they got their own house. And they got their own court. And
why not? Why would I not go over there?
Why would I not go over there?
It's like,
but it's like because
it has all of those things.
Because it's literally predatory.
Yeah.
Like are you?
He has all of the makings of somebody who could kidnap you, and nobody ever knows.
Never see you again.
Like,
and you sneaking and geeking because this person is grown and you are not.
So note to all the kids out there. I know that there's something so
this
like
show is not for kids.
It's not, number one. But all of you who have kids, little cousins, nieces and nephews, next generation that looks up to you, make sure you're in the slickest of ways reminding them to be careful with these old predatory or like predator style people, because they're out here, they're attacking the kids. Y'all saw what happened with the actor who was playing Chucky for all those years. He is now admitting. Did we see? Nobody saw it?
No, I didn't see.
Oh, okay. So there's the actor who's been playing Chucky. A little we don't call them the M word. We call them little people. He's a grown man. He's like 40, 50,
oh, so
years
somebody
old.
really be playing Chucky? That's not a doll?
In some of them,
oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Some of the later ones, because you know Chucky just came back out on Paramount with a new series, and I'm sure that that's like computer graphics or animatronic, CGI animatronics. But the little Chucky guy who was playing Chucky in some of the earlier films, he is on camera, look it up, admitting to sexually abusing at least 10 children.
No.
He said his memory can only allow him, that he remembers at least 10 children sexually abusing. And they're not sending him to jail because he has heart conditions, because he's a little person. I mean, and I promise you, he's like probably this high off the floor. So he, like, when the interviewer was talking to him, the interviewer had to sit on the floor because he's so short. But they're not sending him to jail because of his heart problems, because he's a little person. But y'all sent Bill Cosby to jail. So
you were literally going down that hill.
All of it.
But every time
anybody do, I'm be like,
but y'all sent Bill Cosby.
Y'all sent Bill Cosby to jail.
Y'all sent Mr. Huxtable to jail.
And not that it damaged anything in my mind for him, because what was done was done. I'm not negating reality. What I'm saying is, if y'all go to the extent of like taking away his accolades, showcasing more of those allegations and those things that came out to be true that he did, using those to overshadow all the things, like he introduced going to college to multiple generations of black and brown people.
Kids, yeah.
Like, we're not using that to negate the negative stuff that he did. It's just two things can be true at the same time. But if y'all put that man in jail and took away all of his accolades at 80 plus years old while he has cataracts and is going half blind, little heart condition,
You can go to jail.
Little medicine. Y'all got little medicine in there. Be alright.
Go to jail.
So put his ass behind bars.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And that's been episode 6 of the Sunday Supper Club, y'all. Catch y'all next week. Make sure you follow us, like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at the Sunday Supper Club. Check us out every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on both Spotify and YouTube. Make sure you follow our personal Instagrams at She's a Peach or Damiahpeach, actually. And Everybody Loves Marii. Everything will be linked down below. And we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.